I have been playing golf now for 27 years. And there's one thing I'm doing today that I've never done before. Now, before you start commenting, playing around with just one golf ball, no. Or breaking hundreds for the first time, no. Today, I am having a putter fitting here at the Kingdom, TaylorMade the Kingdom at the Grove. Because, as I said, I've been playing golf all my life, never been fit for a putter, I swap and change quite a lot, and I want to know, what should I be using? What is the perfect style putter for me? So what better place to come than here? I've got a fitting with Luke, who's one of the master fitters here, and this morning I've already been chatting to him. Rick's had a couple of fittings, we've had some time together. Great lad, very excited for this. Let's see, am I using the right putter? Because currently I've got two TaylorMade putters I'm swapping between. My old faithful, the battered Spider X, and this brand new Spider. But are they the right ones for me? I'm not too sure, so let's find out. Okay, Luke, so we have had a chat this morning off camera, and I've got two putters to show you. The first one is my trusty Spider X that I stole off Rick in 2019 when we did the review of this putter. That is my baby. Yeah. It's quite battered, it's quite bruised. I love it, apart from the fact I hate the colour. It's a small thing, I know. Yeah. But when that putter came out, there was copper ones and there was the blue one. Yeah, navy. Yes, a navy blue. It looked quite cool, actually. We got sent that one by TaylorMade to review, and it was great. It's been in the bag pretty much all that time. I've had a few little romances with the Scotty Cameron. I've even rolled in the bag, but always come back to that. However, this one just came out. I did a review on this one, the new Spiders in this. What's the colour called?
Torqued PVD.
Torqued.
So again, Rory inspired. Yeah. His taste should change a little bit. Maybe it's more in line with yours now.
I think mine have as well. I didn't mind that when it first came out. I didn't love it, if I'm honest with you, but this one I do love. And this model I've been trying is actually the bigger version. This is the tour version with extra weight at the back, gets a bit more stable. Really, if I'm being totally honest with you now, I put it in the golf bag because it looks new and shiny, and it looks relatively similar to the one I've currently got. But it is a little bit different. Yes. I'm not sure on all the different necks. Obviously, this is called a slant neck. Yep. There's then the L neck, which is like what Scotty Scheffler's using. And there's the kind of double bend as well.
Fantastic.
I don't really know what is best for me. I know what I like the look of best, which is this, no surprise. But today, as I said earlier on to the guys watching, I've never had a putter fitting, you know that. I've never ever had one. This is very in-depth. I'm very excited. I want to know what works for me. Will I hold more putts? Will I walk away today with a putter that I feel confident in? I hope so. It might be that I walk away with one of these two, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But I almost want you to treat me like I just never had one, which is the case, and just let's see what works.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some familiarity with both of these two, the same neck style. We do see that moving weight backwards and forwards in the putter can change the way it swings. Yeah. So there's a chance that this could perform slightly different to this one in the putting stroke, moving from an X and into a tour model. But yeah, you'll go away with 100% clarity today. If it's Spider X that works best, we've got more Spider X models to show you in the same neck style, in some different colour finishes and with some new alignment aids. So that'll be fun for us to run through as well. But yeah, 100% we'll find out.
Well, that's a big thing because obviously there's things like length as well. I couldn't use 34. I think this actually might be 35. I don't even know.
Let's double check these two.
I just kind of use whatever. Yeah, it's slightly different maybe.
34.
34. Yeah, similar grip.
I spec checked yours, so we've swing weighted yours, we've checked the loft and lie, so we know where we are for a start point. Those things we see affect the way that the ball reacts off the face a little bit more. So that's whatever we like about this, I can replicate for you in a different style of putter in terms of the launch conditions that you see in it. But what we really want to test is, you know, what do you have consistent rotation with? What can you deliver the face consistently square with?
I seem to miss putts left quite a lot. The two big things I love with Spiders is, first of all, they just seem to sit super square behind the ball. I love that. And I also love the alignment. So these ones have got what they call the true path on. You obviously know much more than I do, but the white, essentially big bar at the back, which I didn't know I loved it so much until I tried one of the Spiders without that on. I said that in the video you might have seen recently. But I think that's a must for me. I think I need that on the putter. Yeah. Other than that, I'm open.
TruePath gets amazing consumer feedback, and we were having a chat. We had a same story the other day. A gent had come in for a Spider fitting and got fitted into Spider X3. Loved the idea of deleting the TruePath and going down like the pure Rory replica route.
It looks cleaner, but it's, that for me is great.
The biggest thing we see it affect is strike location. So, you know, we've got it as an alignment tool, but the black line does a very similar job in squaring the putter at address. But you can actually see the white as you go back and through, and then finding centre face, maybe especially on, let's say, like longer putts, a bit more effort, strike becomes very, very key. We can give you a higher MOI, more stable putter, but if we can also help you hit more out of the centre, it's going to be an easier game for you.
I'm excited. Let's go.
Let's do it. We'll start some with your own putter.
Okay, so my putter, we're using TaylorMade TP5 balls, no surprise. Similar ball. I normally use Pro V1, hands up, but it's very similar golf balls, very similar feel. So I can't imagine this would feel too different. Am I going for a little dot there?
Yeah,
or?
I'll set these up for you because it's a little bit picky. We've got some sensors on the golf ball here, and this is how we measure the ball roll. I'm not going to reveal loads to you about what yours does good or bad at the moment.
That's perfect.
Because any adjustments that we'd like to make on this piece, I could apply to any style of putter you choose.
Okay.
So this is a bit of a first check and a bit of a warm-up with your own putter.
Yeah.
And then we'll fall back into gears where we're going to look at more club data.
Perfect.
Then when we're happy with the style of putter you're going to play, back onto Quintic, spec that putter up so we get perfect roll, and then we're finished.
Spot on. Okay, Luke, before we get into that, I am excited to hit putts, I am, but let's just show the audience what we've got in here, because this room, if you like TaylorMade putters, this is heaven. There's spiders everywhere, there's putters galore, there's all this tech. Let's just have a quick rundown of what have we got in here and how it's going to help me find the right putter. Yeah,
we've got every spec of putter we make in right-handed, left-handed, between 33 and 35 inches. And then we also have some counterbalance options that can go up to 38 inches.
Wow.
The tech that we're using here, we've got a Zen green stage.
So we've got the studio.
Yeah, for fun, you've seen it. We can hit some breaking putts at the end and replicate some famous putts from history. And we use the Zen surface on here mixed with some Sinlawn tech as well. The launch monitors that we use, we have the Quintic ball roll system. So this is Paul Hurrian's system. This is what we use to measure all of our ball data with. So we're looking at launch, we're looking at true roll, we're looking at spin to make sure we're seeing consistent speed control, consistent speed off the face. And then in terms of club data, Gears is the camera system that we've got around the room. So we've got infrared cameras that match up with these reflective markers on the putter. So we can record your putting stroke and measure it all the way through the putting stroke, not just through the impact zone, what actually kind of happens as you take it back, as it transitions into then the through stroke, and then we can look at strike location as well.
So in a sense, correct me if I'm wrong, there's almost three things. We're going to watch the ball hopefully go in the hole, that's the first thing.
Yes.
We've then got the Quintic, which shows us how the ball is rolling, similar to maybe like a GCQuad hitting full shots. And then we've got the Gears, which shows what the golf club is doing through impact and everything.
Yeah, Gears tells us loads about why what's happening is happening, not just what's happening. The story we hear a lot in here is, you've described what your miss is.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have a little misconception around why that miss is there. That's not their fault, they don't know. But if we can give them more clarity as to maybe why they miss it on one side of the hole, it's much easier to, one, manage it in the putter fit, and then also, two, manage it going away. You're going to get some really cool stats today that you could take to an instructor, or you can go and kind of work on yourself on the putting green.
That's the big difference. If I was in a golf retail shop, which I've done many times before, probably everyone watching has, go and grab a putter off the shelf, hit a few putts, it may or may not go in, and that's why I'd buy it just off that, but I wouldn't know maybe why it's working or why it's not working or what I can improve on. So I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to see.
By doing those tests separately as well, we can give you a lot of accuracy with the feedback. And there'll definitely be a time today where you're going to hear me say good putt and it might not go in the hole. One, we're at a range where we don't expect to hole everything, and two, when I'm measuring your putting stroke, see, aim has a huge impact on whether you're going to hole putts. If you put a fantastic putting stroke on something and hit the right or left edge, I'm going to say great putt. You've done your job, and then the aim piece we can look at a little bit more at the end as well. You mentioned length earlier, different alignment aids. We've got that to run through as well.
Sounds good. So do I just put these how I would normally put? I not like looking at nothing on the golf ball.
Perfect. So you can go with nothing, but on this one, these three sensors need to face.
Okay, fair dues. That'll work then.
I'll set these up for you. Go just inside that white dot, and then when you hear that noise, you're good to go. You can take as long as you need now.
Okay. Right, wish me luck.
So we'll do quite a few from here, just while we're having a chat about your putting and just measure a good amount of data about how your ball rolls. I've already revealed that this piece is probably most aggressively around your speed control, the quality of roll.
Bad putt. See, that's two bad putts in a row.
How would you rate your speed control?
It's normally not too bad. I feel like putting's one of my strengths of my game. I'm obviously not a great player, but as a part of the game I feel relatively confident, but I think my aim isn't great. I think I aim left, which again, you'll tell me more, probably why I miss putts to the left, I'm guessing. But equally, I'm not that confident on saying that. You might tell me I aim right, I don't really know. I'll just try and hold this putt this time, not think about it.
That's all I want you to do in here, is just have fun and try and hold putts.
I mean, realistically, what is this, a 15-footer?
No, less than that. So 12 foot from the black plate.
Oh, so it's like 11 foot then, really? Because that's the thing I expect, like here now, to hold these. Obviously, it's a flat surface.
What's the percentage that you should really be holding these on the course for, you know, a kind of
It's a difficult one to quote. So PGA Tour average 8 feet is 50%.
Right, okay.
But obviously there's a lot of variation for them on putt-to-putts. You know, speed of surface, uphill, downhill, is there break on it? In here, I understand what you're saying, you know, you're hitting the same putt every time, so you should start to get your eye in. But because in here, your aim is quite locked, it's a very kind of square room, square surface, you're aiming in the same place every time, it's the best place for us to kind of measure the pattern of what happens in the putting stroke. There's a lot to think about when you're out on the green, but if I can just give you the best chance of returning the face square, then you can go and worry about reading a green and hitting it at the right speed. They're all very challenging things to do.
Well, I've not holed one yet. That's either I'm a terrible putter or this old spider's not quite working.
They're tight misses. And you described that on the golf course, if anything, you see it miss a hair up the left side.
Everyone, I think, has missed left. Is there a slight break in this, or is it just me?
There is sometimes little imperfections in the surface.
Right,
you can see you get like little scuffs. Let's see how you were.
I'll aim it a slight bit right and just see if it... That's better. Oh.
Just fell off. Very good. One more would be fantastic.
It'd be nice to hear that feedback of pulling a single putt.
We'll get there, I promise. Just for reference, your launch conditions do look in a good spot. Okay. There's nothing that I'm seeing on screen which is a major red flag. So there's definitely going to be like no massive spec change when we get you into a new head.
Great.
We're talking a lot about roll. You know, pure roll insert is something that we're huge on at TaylorMade, and it's in every single putter that we put out into the market. It's those, it's the grooves that you see on the face on all of our putters, angled down by 45 degrees, just to try and initiate that forward roll as soon as possible. So regardless of what launch angle we see, we've got the best chance of creating forward roll. Your putter has it. It's not a surprise that the vast majority of the putts we've measured have got a good roll on them. Let's get you in something new now, and then we'll fall back into that piece at the end.
Okay, great.
So the first thing we'll test is, let's test what you've got in your hand. So I'll give you Spider X3 in the new head with our markers on, so we can measure the club data with it.
Perfect.
So that's the same length, same head shape as what you play, just in the black colour scheme that we're still running with.
See, that for me, I know it's just a silly thing, that looks already, that black, so much better to me.
And we're going to continue with this. PVD obviously looks super clean. I love the look of it, it's personal preference. If the darker finish works well for you, then that's something you can go away with. So now, before you go, I've already set you up a profile on here. Yeah. We've already inputted the putter that you're using.
Oh wow, look at that.
So we can see, we've got that live face angle ready to go on screen.
There's a putter.
And then now, when I click record, the cameras in the room will look for the golf ball. Ball found, now you have it as long as you need to hit a putt. And when you hit it, it'll record what happens through the putting stroke and at impact.
Yes.
Nice roll.
Finally.
Really good.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've got a copper putter and a black one makes the ball go in more often.
Putter fitting, done, go home.
So this is the dots. What I'm sometimes cautious of with these kind of things is, does that then put you off when you're trying to hit putts? But to be honest with you, although it looks a bit weird, it's quite easy just to kind of almost look past it.
Yeah, that's something that Michael Neff works tirelessly on. They're still working on getting the brackets to be even lighter. Yeah. We weigh it in there. It adds nearly an immeasurable amount of weight to the putter. But he's still trying to get better at it. He wants to simulate as closely as he can what's happening when you're out on the golf course. So we'll do everything we test. We'll do.
Are we using this ball?
Yes, any of those is great. We'll do like 3 to 5 with everything. Okay. If there's any major red flags and something really isn't working, we'll take it off you early. Or if something's working great and I want to see how, maybe you react to something different, we'll take it off you early as well.
It's bad that I'm just fist pumping 12-foot putts indoor, but I think after missing those first 8 or whatever it was. Nearly.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because again, people watching at home, I don't know the percentages I'm going to guess, but I reckon a lot of people at home would have been fitted for irons or driver in some capacity. But I wonder, like myself, how many people have never had a putter fitting, but yeah, it's the golf club we use on every single hole and obviously like 30 odd times around.
You hit it more than any other club in the bag. That's an obvious one. But yeah, the only difficulty is it's quite hard to measure. Yeah. And that's what we've got here. We have the tools. I've been in the past where someone's asked me for a putter recommendation and I've almost got to be straight with them and saying, I haven't got the tools available to me to make a really solid recommendation for you. That's different here. We can measure everything that you're doing. And we had a chat in the lobby. Like I said, as I said, there's never really a case where we disagree. you can see the data on the screen and you're feeling what's happening in the putting stroke. We never argue at the end. Like you say, oh, this one's working great. And I say, no, you need this one.
Yeah.
Usually we're going to sit in line with the results. And also you want to feel like comfortable and confident using what you're using. Really good work with that so far.
That feels
Have we
good.
done 5 recorded ones with that?
Okay, cool. Nice.
So I'll kind of ease you through the range. I'll just go Spider X again, shape that you're used to
and
playing.
So again, I've got the slant neck. That's the one that's basically my putter, but in black, isn't it?
Exactly,
really?
yeah. So I'll tell you what, before we go, let's test the other putter you've been sent to test. So we'll do same neck, slightly more oversized head, just to see if there is a difference in the data.
So I literally put this one in the bag recently. I think I've played like 1 or 2 rounds of golf with it. It looks, you know, very similar to the one I've currently got, but with this extra weight at the back. You say it's more stable, in theory, more weight further back.
Yes. And sometimes we see it rotate a little different because of that. We've got a new putter that we brought into the market, the F and V models, where we've done the opposite. So we've pushed lots of mass up the front of the putter, again, to try and help us in the fittings and change the way that that putter rotates. We've already said we're going to chat a little bit about the end about what the expectations are for somebody when we move weight round in a putter or we change neck style to maybe help somebody make an informed decision if they don't have the opportunity to come here. But as we're going, we'll do it quite blind, keep testing them, see what happens, and we'll talk about it more at the end.
So am I good to go with this one?
Yeah, we are recording with that.
Right. That felt, again, that kind of weird, not so great stroke.
It's okay. I really enjoy this tour shape. It's the putter I play. I like the squarer shape, but it's all personal preference. We'll probably sell more X at the moment. We see more of that go out the door.
Is that because Rory and Scott are using it, do you think?
I think so, yeah. And I always think people are, I mean, throughout the golf bag, they like simple looking, more compact heads. It's got a common pattern we see for consumer feedback. So if we can pack a lot of like tech and forgiveness into a slightly smaller shape, that generally gets quite good consumer feedback.
I'm going to say something that sounds a bit weird. This putter, I was about to say, and I still believe isn't ugly, but yeah, actually it's so unconventional. But because I suppose putters in the last 10 years or so, or maybe a bit longer, maybe the mid 2000s, the obviously 2-ball, the pin crazy, obviously TaylorMade Spider, the original one. Putters have got like more big, flamboyant.
Yes.
And now looking at that and saying, doesn't look that unconventional. Well, it would have done years ago, but I think we're just so much more open now. And obviously lab putters as well are quite unique looking. I think as long as it works, I think we're open to trying stuff. That felt nice.
Nice roll.
It is rolling. I mean, they're not going in the hole, but they are rolling. Very nice. But in a comp, that wouldn't be quite good enough, would it? You miss a putt and it's like, oh yeah, but it rolled well.
I'll let you hit one more. We'll have a chat about what we're seeing. So sometimes the piece that we see in here, there's 2 pieces we look for. We're looking at like how consistently you can rotate the putter. So we're looking for a face angle number, but we're also, square would be amazing, but we're also looking to see like what's the dispersion like from putt to putt.
Yeah.
Imagine that you hit one that was like 3 open and then 3 closed and then 3 open, 3 closed. Average looks fantastic.
Like
Huge dispersion from putt to putt.
I'm with you.
Sometimes if we're not quite perfectly neutral, but we're seeing very similar numbers each time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
A bit like shape on a driver.
Yeah.
If you hit a small fade or you hit a small draw, if you hit that shot every time, you can make it work on a golf course.
Right, that makes perfect sense.
That, in summary, was what I saw with that.
Yeah.
It wasn't as neutral as the X was, but it was super tight dispersion in numbers from putt to putt. So there's some value in that, and we're going to return to it. Now,
makes sense.
We're going to try some different neck styles. So we'll keep the same length in place, Spider X now, number 1 hosel or L neck.
L neck, yeah. So this is the neck that you'd normally see on like a traditional heel-toe putter, really, wouldn't you? And obviously Scotty Scheffler's using this in the Spider.
Yes, a little bit of offset on it. Still a hair of toe hang. This sits somewhere between our short slant and our double bend putter.
Okay.
So it's still got a bit of toe hang on, but not as much as short slant does.
Yeah. It's something as well we wanted to discuss in this video, which obviously you're doing a great job of explaining, but I feel like a bit like grind and bounce on wedges that in the last few years we're hearing a lot more about. I think necks is becoming something we're hearing a lot more about in putters because people are getting more fit and there's more options available. But I sometimes think for general golf, can it be a bit overwhelming? But I suppose the way you're explaining it with the toe hang makes really good sense.
And it would be great for people to take a bit of confidence away from this, knowing what to choose if they don't have the opportunity to go through the fitting process. But our honest feedback to people would be similar to bounce on a wedge. These things are like quite hard to quantify on paper. You just got to put it in your hand and have a go, and we'll find out. That's the best thing we can do for you, is get you fit. That's wrong. Just
I
do
think
2 more with that.
sound out of that. That's not a bad thing. It just feels...
Off the putter, or do you think just on that last putt then?
I don't know, on the last couple of putts with this putter,
Yep.
it might be absolute nonsense. I'm tempted to say it's a bit more middled, maybe. But that might be absolute garbage.
Well, you're hearing it. It's your putter,
yeah, it
guy.
just felt like
it
just felt like it was more of a like mass hitting mass. You know what I mean? Just
interested if we have a look where the strike location was. If that
yeah,
changed.
I mean, it might. I say it might be talking absolute gobbledygook. Almost like hitting a driver out the middle. It's going to sound louder and get more ball speed. That just felt like it was a bit more of a slightly louder hit, but maybe it was a bit more middled. Doesn't feel bad at all.
I'm trying to have a look where the strike location was on the 2. Be interesting for us to see.
I like that. But this is actually the putter that Ben behind the camera uses, I think. Is it the exact same one?
Yeah, so strike dispersion did... I'll be straight with you, this probably wouldn't be a huge fitting parameter for us, but just for your feedback, we did see strike location move a little bit more central. So that was X3, that's short slant X, and then T3 is short slant toe. Tendency was a hair toey, and it did move a little bit more central in the actual. So
maybe I'm like Tiger, I've got this hyper perception. I can tell by 0.0 of a millimetre.
Double bend Spider X now.
See, now this one, again, I'm here to try putters, I'm not here to have an ego. But for me, I don't know what it is, I don't like the look of double bend quite as much, but I know it's more face balance, as you can see there. So it might suit me, in which case I would absolutely go with one. It's just that when I look behind the golf ball, but then actually to swing that stroke feels quite nice. How much of that is important, do you think, like the actual, say if today this came out as the best for me, but it's the one I like the least look of, would you just say, try and get past the looks and go with it, or is looks like also really important?
It's like a cocktail of result versus how comfortable you feel with it. We're going to hit a lot of putts in here. If something starts going in the hole a lot, I'm definitely not going to... There isn't a case where I'm saying you have to play that one and you go, I don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
If there's like a scale of face balance, we're going to encourage you towards a section of it.
Yeah.
We're not going to be firm enough to say you have to play this.
I think also as well, saying that, I think with the looks of it, if I start holding every putt with this putter, I'm going to start saying, actually, I like the look of it. It's going to change my mind, isn't it?
A little bit. You know, like that again, we see in players do that on tour, experimenting with different ideas, or there might be a golf shaft in the May or a driver head that didn't fit your eye when you came in. But if you've seen the shape, if we're achieving what you'd like to see in a putter, then sometimes you can get past that quite quickly.
It was a bit like back to Tiger. You know, Tiger was one of the last guys who was like a 460cc driver. They all wanted smaller heads, but actually, when they started to hit the bigger heads and see more forgiveness, more ball speed, they kind of happily made the switch. You know what's interesting as well, actually, I know I've not seen any of the real data yet, but in this kind of environment, if there wasn't that and it's just a golf retail shop and I was hitting putts, for me, I wouldn't tell at all really so far if any putter stood out or not, because some of them have gone in, some of them have missed with all the putters, but having that extra data is critical, isn't it, I guess? That's
what I mentioned earlier about me saying good putt and maybe seeing a certain result, like you hit one more. It's a lot of our fitting philosophy is around trying to get fair swings out of a player, so we're not going to pump loads of information down your throat as you're hitting balls, because it can be quite off-putting, or you kind of try and micro-adjust out on the range. But this is the place where it's easiest to do it. So like you see a result and you can tweak what you're seeing very, very easily. If we ask a player to, on command, hit it a different direction with drive or hit a different shot shape, it's quite challenging to do. If I said, £1 million, you've got to miss this left, you can do it like on command. So you are going to tweak it a little bit from... So even if you get something that isn't fantastic for you, you can make that go in the hole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Our only questions would be, when you see then a different visual in front of you, you go through your pre-shot routine, and you've got a bit of pressure on, can you repeat it?
It's probably a really ridiculous analogy, but if you gave me a mini golf putter now that was all bent and horrible and made out of plastic, I'd still, within a few putts, probably get going in the hole or close. 100%. Obviously on the golf course, I wouldn't want to be using a mini golf putter that's plastic and bent.
Putting's it's a simple concept, it's just really challenging to do with good consistency, and you can always get better at it. Lovely roll. Let's try one of our, we're going to try the toe head now.
Okay.
In the double bend. We may as well run through all the range while you're here, just to see if that affects it.
It's interesting, we've done obviously a video recently on the success of the Spider, we've done lots of chats, conversations on the podcast about putters and blades versus mallets. It feels like, I mean, again, unless you told me I should do today, I wouldn't even think about trying a heel toe kind of blade putter anymore. It's just kind of become the norm that you're going to use a mallet, which is, again, crazy.
There's a small category of players who we still push towards bladed putters.
Yeah.
But then the flip side is if someone just loves that visual, maybe we can use the other fitting kind of levers we have to pull on to try and make it work. If a player doesn't have to play a blade because they don't have a certain putting stroke and they visually enjoy what you've got in your hand, yes, Spider is an all-round better performer. MOI on off-centre strikes, ability to aim it, those things.
That's the big one, the alignment for me as well. Obviously the stability is brilliant, but being able to actually feel, even if it might not be right, but have some level of confidence that you think you're aiming it kind of on the right direction. That was a bit under hit.
Just pause for a second while I just check a couple of pieces. I would take that off you if you're comfortable with moving on to something different.
Take it off me. I think what's interesting with this, what's quite good, is you just have to hit the puts. You don't have to, you're going to tell me the information as and when it's ready, when you think it's something for me to know. But all I have to do is hit the putt, and it just feels quite easy, quite simple. Thank you. Now this is the ZT. So these obviously the zero torque putters. We had a chat again, myself and Luke, before off video about how there has been a big craze, big demand in these putters. I think every brand now makes one, or most big manufacturers make a zero torque putter. There was people, probably me included, who were maybe getting confused that this is the future now, everyone's going to start using these putters, but actually it's more like another option, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
And that doesn't, it's not super conventional, but it doesn't massively offend me.
There's a category of players we see where ZT is a clear winner.
Yeah.
There is the flip side though. There are players who have a putting stroke where ZT exaggerates their issues and makes the game harder for them.
My only criticism of this putter, and I said it in the video we did recently of the Max, which is the bigger version, I know you've got the centre shaft, it just feels a shame there's not more alignment on it.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a small line that, as you can see, there's obviously a lot more real estate here. If there was a way that that white line could have somehow carried on, I think that'd be great.
It's something I'd love to see, 100%. You know,
good,
we have a My Spider platform now where we're offering a few more alignment aids. And selfishly for us here, whilst we're custom fitting putters, we'd love to get our hands a little bit more on that and maybe carry a few heads in stock where we can show people different visuals. But that's driven again by the success of TruePath. And then to hear consumers request and say, this ZT is working great for me, I'd love to see it with TruePath. Shows how strong TruePath is for us. Yeah,
exactly. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I feel like this is actually feeling quite good in the hands, which...
Let's record a few more with it. It's good to go now.
You can still miss though. So one big thing, obviously, consumers that come here, how long do they normally have for a putter fitting?
We have an hour.
And that's, I guess, that's obviously more than enough time to hit putts and get everything that you need.
Yeah. Let me just look at a couple of numbers before you hit a few more. We're definitely going to do some more testing with what you've got in your hand here.
I said I was coming with no ego, and that's the case. But if I walked away with a ZT, I'd be a bit surprised. But at the same time, no matter what I'd walk away with, I think I'd be quite excited because that must work for me.
You know the piece I said about us not disagreeing as well?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes when, if you understand why you've got what you've got in your hand, that straight away it clicks.
That makes sense.
Our nightmare is, and we hear the story all the time, you know, if I play with the boys on a Saturday, I've got this new driver. Oh, why did you go for that one? I have no idea, it's just what he told me was best. If I can say to you, this style of putter performs best for you because of this, this and this, that's a green light for you going to the green, 100%. That's wrong. And the second half of the testing is when you've got a bit more awareness of what you do.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
So we'll go on to that now. There's one more I want to test just blind.
Right.
So I also want to test that in the counterbalance style. So we're looking, when we're talking about face balances, we see a bit of a rotation difference. This can change the way you release the putter this way.
Okay, like
more
like
mass in the head
and stuff.
Exactly.
And how much is it for a fitting here for putters?
Putter is 100 quid.
Wow. I mean, it's no secret. We're here today, obviously, to do a video around the centre. Rick's done a video you've probably seen already about the whole facility. It's not cheap to get fit for a full bag, but you're getting an unbelievable experience, obviously like a tour pro would have. What I would class as cheap, £100 for this kind of experience for an hour is actually genuinely pretty good. I mean, you're going to walk away with a putter. Obviously, you'll have to buy the putter, obviously, but you're going to walk away with a putter that is fit for you with the confidence of what it is. I mean, that for me is something that, again, we're not here to push TaylorMade. We're completely impartial. We use different, we all use different brands in our golf bags, but that kind of experience for that price is, I think it's pretty good value, to be fair, Luke.
Yeah, golf clubs they're a lot of money now. We're not hiding from that. We feel like if you've made the decision and you want to update your clubs and you want to get a new set of golf clubs or you want to upgrade one category at a time, we feel we've got the best tools to get it right for you. Nice. And yeah, the tech we have here, it is very unique. We're the only place other than Carlsbad in the US that has gears and Quintic working together, so we can get the club data and the ball data from the best tools for the job. That's right.
Rolled well. I'm very intrigued because I kind of feel like so far, I've obviously missed a lot of putts, but also thankfully holding a good number. I've got no idea what Luke's going to say is best for me. I don't even really know what I like the best, which is probably a good place to be, really, I guess. Okay, a couple more with this one. This is the putter that I would least expect me to come out on top with in terms of actually using one, but then you go and do that.
That was one of your best point strokes of the day, just for your reference. Great point stroke.
It felt good. I tell you what, that was, I don't know if this is in my head now, that release felt different with the counterbalance. It might be because I'm thinking about it, but it felt like it was just different somehow.
Right, we're going to move on to like phase 2 now, which is a bit of fun.
Okay.
When you know what's happening, we spoke a little bit about like aim earlier and why do you see the misses that you see. So you do aim left. You are bang on.
Okay, that's good to know, I guess.
And the reason we can have so much confidence in that, would you say you've seen more miss on either side of the hole today? Pretty even each side?
I would say it started off quite left, but I feel like it has been either way, yeah.
And then on the golf course, if anything, it's up the left half.
Yeah.
You hit today, we measured. People come through the door and tell us they're inconsistent all the time. We hit 37 putts today.
Right.
And just double check, on 37 of them, you did the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Which is you present the face more open at impact than what you do at the address position.
Yeah, so I aim left and then open it.
100%.
Yeah.
And we see that people's aim is often driven quite heavily by the results. We don't get anybody who misses 100% of putts at one side, who just stands in here and will pull 37 putts in a row and miss it.
Because you just naturally just...
100%. Yeah. You do that on the golf course. So like, the way the world looks will change a little bit for you. You're going to try and make the ball go in the hole. You're trying to shoot a score. So on every putt, we see that. The only difference we see is that the margin of error changes a little bit with the different neck styles.
Right.
So, for example, if we looked at Spider T3, so our short slant tour model, it was the biggest differential we got between address face angle and impact face angle. That's that face angle difference number here.
Okay.
So we saw that get up to 1.2 degrees with that putter.
So that means I'm aiming left to start with and then aiming a lot more right at impact.
At impact, yeah.
Okay.
So if I can get that window tighter for you with the putter rotation, we feel that's going to be easier for you to get back to neutral and repeat it. If we were to throw something at you like Spider X7, for example, this was our best performer, we got that difference down to 0.59 degrees, so we halved it. And anything inside 0.8 degrees in this room, it's likely we're going to hold quite a few putts with. 0.8 from that sort of distance away could make you miss, but that's fantastic. So ZT was also a good performer. We got that to be under a degree in both cases that we tried it.
Wow.
And then the L-necks, the only thing I didn't do much testing with was this. In here, I just saw quite a wide dispersion in the 2 putts we hit when we tried the tour, so the larger head number 7, and then I checked how the tour head performed when we tried them in the short slant hosels, and it was the worst performer.
Okay.
So one thing I would say with quite a strong amount of confidence, if you're comfortable with it, is X is an easy win for you over tour.
Right, okay. So like the one I've currently been using is better than the bigger one that I brought in with
100%.
me. Okay, cool.
So what we see change, we've got the different neck styles, but if we just talked about front to back CG, because there's one more putter I'd definitely like to roll some putts with.
Yeah.
When we move mass forward in a putter, it's a little easier to square.
Okay.
So if you think about like a blade, for example, all of the mass is pushed as close to the face as possible. You don't have to apply as much force to the grip to get that face squaring. It's the opposite when we drag mass really far back in a putter.
Yeah.
So Spider Tour, we spoke about it earlier, is our most heavily back-weighted putter. Hence why that, in that hosel, was the hardest putter for you to square all day. So X, a little bit of forward CG is an easy win, and then the range of different face balances we offer. If we were just looking at mallets, short slant would be most toe hang. ZT would be least toe hang. So these actually hang kind of toe up, like pointing at the target. And then between those two, you would have our double bend neck, face balance putter, and L neck sits in between these two.
So are you saying that I want more toe hang or
less
toe hang?
Yeah. Now, it doesn't work the same.
Forward CG?
Yeah, well, what I would like to do is test those two things a bit more independently. But what we see on here for you is that the stats are nearly like perfectly in line with what we expect. So it doesn't work like that for everybody. Some people don't quite fit the pattern. But as we put less toe hang on your putter, you find it easier to square.
Right, okay.
The hardest thing to square all day, short slant, back weighted, the difference got to 1.2 degrees open. When we get into an X model, a little bit of forward CG and a face balance putter in the X7, the double bend, we got that difference to 0.59
So I'm guessing
degrees.
you are probably going to want me to try one of the new models. Okay, cool.
X was an amazing performer,
Yeah.
so I'm already quite happy with that. There's the potential, we're pushing to get that as close to zero as possible.
Would that mean that I've missed more putts on the left then, because I'm aiming left and coming in still, no?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Falling back on what we said earlier, that your pattern, we see a lot of people, their aim is heavily driven by what they do in the putting stroke.
Right.
So I believe you aim left because you
I know I'm
push
going to open
putts.
that.
100%.
Okay. That's... So I was thinking the way I was thinking I aim left and have to push it to get it there, but you're thinking it's probably because I push it naturally and then start aiming left.
If you aimed perfectly square with Spider T3, you'd have missed 1, 2, 3, 4 putts outside the right edge, and you'd have hit the right edge on 2.
Right.
You're just not going to do that on the golf course. There's always going to be that little mark, like hitting shape on a driver. You're going to creep the way you'd like to get that start direction to get it to go in the hole.
Okay.
And again, in here, have we seen any more miss aggressively on either side of the hole, other than maybe the first test we did with your own? No, it's been quite an even miss either way. If we can get you back to zero, 100% you'll go. Now, what I would say is compliment to you. All of these are quite fine margins. I actually don't think you've had anything today where you've got the difference over 2 degrees.
Yeah.
It would be common for us to see 2-point-something degrees or 3 degrees of open or closing in the face.
Yeah.
So it's fine margins that you're working towards. But if we do see someone and we're making quite an aggressive difference, our advice would be that this sort of putter kind of feeds your habit. It makes it harder to square, and then dynamically you end up further and further and further left to the point where we open it up to a range where you're not going to hold many. If I can give you something where the putting stroke's a bit truer and you're squaring it more consistently, and we get that aim back to neutral, we can kind of go to the putting green and just do a little bit of recalibration and aim, and you're there.
Right.
That's it.
It's exciting. This is very, very exciting. I thought I aimed left, that's the case. I thought I aimed left by mistake and then pushed it, but really it looks like I've got a bit of a pushy stroke and then aimed left to account for that. Almost like a slicer aims further left, essentially.
That's what I said in here earlier. There might be some misputs today that I call out as fantastic putting stroke.
Yeah.
If you come in with one end of the scale and we give you other end of the scale and you square the putter perfectly but miss it on your old aim line, I'm going to say great putting stroke.
Right,
you can go
this
and
is
kind of move it from there. Because the big piece where I'd say this makes the biggest difference is when you can see the hole.
Yeah.
So on putts that, whether you use a land the ball or not, you don't.
Yeah.
Where you can actually see the hole out of the corner of your eye. You can only play with your eyes. You've got to get it to start towards the hole.
Yeah.
So that's a little different than maybe when you've got a line on the ball and you're much further away.
Okay. So these are, there's the two new, there's a Spider F, isn't there? They're called Tour F.
Yep.
And then Tour V.
Yes.
I did actually like the look of those and I put them down.
They are forward CG putters.
Yes.
So there's a chance we could square this up even better than we can the X because we're moving that mass further forward. The only piece I'm going to highlight to you straight away, and I'm not going to call it as a negative, we'll find out if it works, is obviously it's a quieter alignment aid on this.
Yeah, you don't get as much.
This is meant to be kind of the mix between a blade and a mallet. So we've got more mass pushed up the front, less room, so you really enjoy true path. So that could be a decision maker for you, that we can't get that to perform enough better than the X for you to warrant losing true path.
I mean, the good news with that straight away is I have many years ago used the Odyssey number 7 shape, which obviously this is kind of similar, that fang. And again, although it doesn't look like what we'd now class as a traditional Spider, it sits behind the ball so square. That was the big takeaway in the review I did the other week when I tested this out. I just thought it sits so nice.
The only other one I would highlight is, your putter's old.
Yeah.
It did have a little bit of extra loft on
Okay.
from what we would build as standard, which with putters, because the face because the base is so flat, it does make the putter sit a little bit closed.
Right.
So that could have been another piece which was adding to your aim, only possibly. You know, it'd be hard to measure whether that was happening, but all of the putters you've tested today have been at standard, have been at 3 degrees of loft, and they sit, you know, if they sit as good as what they do with your own putter, then we'd be happy with them.
Am I sitting these as normal now?
Yes. But what I would say here is I would never aggressively push somebody towards, let's say, this or the X.
Yeah.
I would like you to move away from the short slant hosel so we can find you something which is like measurably easier for you to square the head with.
Yeah.
As long as we're moving in that direction, I'm happier than what you've come in with.
So would L neck be moving that way as well, or that?
It would be, yes.
Yeah.
So we also make L neck in these. If I just check.
I feel like just purely on aesthetics, I'd probably prefer the L neck, but I'm also not certain on that.
For you rotated the X1 and the X3. So short slant and L neck, you rotated them nearly identical.
Oh, okay.
So 1.01 degrees more open at impact and 1.05 degrees more open at impact. It was double bend and ZT was like the border for you. That's where I saw a real difference, and we halved the difference between.
So you think with that being said, then it would be double bend?
100%.
Yeah.
Something north of that. If you'd like help squaring the face more consistently, then something north of double bend, or moving into ZT would be the route that we would like you to go down. So now we can do some more testing with different visuals and different styles, and just check also. We talked about that Quintic ball roll piece earlier.
Yeah.
Great. Do you want to do any more testing with ZT?
Genuinely, what do you think?
They're very, very close contenders. So if we looked at the testing data you had with ZT, it's our easiest putter to square. It's the putter you have to apply least force to get the head back to square. ZT in black, you got to 0.85 degrees. So you got that one under a degree, and it was very consistent from putt to putt.
And what? Yeah, okay then. Let's try it again.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just do some back on gears with that, because I'd be interested to see now. You've got a little bit more awareness of what you do. To start a new average, just try this one, because this one's just a different colour scheme. Nice. I'll be able to split the average here and just see if there's a difference now you're a little bit more aware of what you do. I'm going to call some numbers out to you so you get a bit more feedback now. So face angle difference, that was a little bit more open. That was just over a degree more open at impact. That's wrong. That was on the number 1 degree more open at impact than it was at address.
Okay. Is that good?
Good, yeah.
Yeah. The roll seems great. I mean, look at the more basic stuff. It went in the hole and it felt like it rolled great.
I'm still leaning towards. Just hit this again for me. Let me swap you again. Obviously, you know, you've got good memories with this Spider X head. Yeah. And if I was being black and white with you, if the only thing that mattered was data, there isn't in... The ZT should be easier to square than X, and it's performing very, very similar for you.
Yeah.
And I think the memories, the alignment aid, and the comfort of what you've got in your hand there could be something that pulls you back towards this. Let's find out.
It's funny, isn't it? Because this is the one neck I thought I wouldn't want, but again, if it works for me, that's great. That felt nice. It missed.
Yeah, 0.51 degrees of face angle difference. Very, very, very good.
So in a weird way, I want this to miss left, if anything, don't I? To show that I'm getting closer to the starting.
1 degree, really good. I didn't want to call it out, but I think that's more likely to happen. That was 0.6 degrees, but it went in. So I think that aim is starting to dynamically just creep a little bit right. Back to neutral.
I think as well, though, what's important, what you said, is if I can start to marry up my start line and obviously my impact position, and it gets better, and then I need to start addressing where I'm aiming, I think a true path would help with that. Yeah. That kind of...
There is, I would say I've never seen testing data as clean as what you've created. Yeah. We've hit a lot of putts in here, and there's been no outliers. There's been no like randoms I've had to delete. Everything has been on one side, It's been a varying amount with the different neck styles, but it's in the pattern that we'd expect it to be, where the most toe hang has been hardest to square and the least toe hang has been easiest to square. And the analogy used about marrying up your intended start line and your impact position is why we're fitting you for a certain neck style of putter.
Yeah. Well, that then would, I would deep down be quite happy to stick with the Spider X,
Yes.
because it's a shape I like, obviously.
Yep.
I could very quickly get behind the double bend. It already starts to look quite good. I suppose then you've got things like length, colour.
Yep.
What other things would you consider then?
We'll do a little bit on Quintic now,
Yeah.
just to check strike and launch conditions.
Great.
And then I'll show you some of the colour schemes and designs you've got on offer to you as well.
But you know what, I'm learning a lot. This is really, I know it's going to be a relatively longish video. Not everybody might want to watch every single minute of it, but I think there's some really insightful things about what you learn, because I just didn't have a clue.
It's completely personal to you. It's not a one size fits all, it's a one size fits one. We want to get the right thing in your hand. Let's just reset this and just measuring launch conditions with this. It's just a double check.
So I'm so fickle, because already I'm starting to look at this thinking I quite like that neck now.
And again, just to think the piece of info we give you to say, this is helping you with what you struggle with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Watch this. That'll be 2 minutes. Okay. Great, we're already good on that. Let's test that. Roll a couple with that and then we're done.
M&Ms. Probably the best thing about the Kingdom is the M&Ms they have. They have a little sneaky cupful. Right. Wow. I know what he's done already. He's de-lofted it. He's taken loft off. Am I right?
Yeah, caught me.
I don't hate that. You can tell because the TaylorMade have the white insert. Now when I put it down, I can't really see the insert too much. But it's not a bad thing at all.
So it rolled great before, but we had like 3 in a row. Launch angles 2.9, 3.06 and 2.9. 2 would be amazing. Got to 2.31 on the last couple. Let's make a tiny extra adjustment. Take me 2 seconds.
Yep, no worries.
That's it. I won't say exactly what that is, but we'll just go a hair further with it. If we can hit 2 on the number, that'd be amazing.
I do like my putter on the left heel, so I do naturally probably hit up on it a bit, so it wouldn't offend me to have less loft if that's...
2 things that could affect your aim a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Ball position a little further forward, bit of excess loft on the putter pointing left. Could help you a little bit with aim as well. 2 seconds.
You know what, this is really insightful. As I said before, we are, as you guys know watching, we're not sponsored by any brand. We've come here today for a full fitting and we're going to give you the highs, the lows, and we'll talk probably more about this in depth on the podcast as well, out every Friday on all your favourite podcast providers. But genuinely, golf is expensive enough, I get that. We're very fortunate in what we do. But what I would say, for £100 this experience, obviously you might not buy a putter off the back of it, that's fine, you know, but to almost get this prescription to learn what you do, I didn't know any of this. I had an inkling of aim left, but all this data is super insightful. And obviously I know a bit about golf, so Luke is kind of talking to me in the kind of language that obviously makes sense to me. If you're someone who is very, very into all the numbers, you can probably talk even more in that level. And if you're someone that's very, don't know too much, again, they'll talk to your kind of language. So far I'm impressed, but the proof will be in the pudding if I shoot low scores on the golf course. But this has been fun.
Yeah, if I gave you something today that was harder for you to square to try and make your hole a couple more in here, that's like feeding an addict. Yeah. It's like making it like, you're going to go further down the same route. We can get you to square it more consistently. Let's just start a new average on here.
I'll tell you what, I do like that. I take it you've gone less again, maybe?
Yes, sir.
But I do like that. Oh, you know what's weird? I think I can see I'm aiming left for the first time ever.
So you're a bit more awareness of it now?
I think I am.
Because people aim in different ways.
That was weird. I looked then.
Some people, they have a really strong correlation with like perpendicular lines. So maybe line on golf ball versus leading edge, or it might be the line that helps you.
I don't know if I'm just going crazy now, but that literally, whatever you've done, well, de-lofted it, but that there, when I was behind the ball, if I imagine that black line carries on, obviously, that misses left. So if I now go to what I think, I'd almost go there. So basically what I'm saying, because he's gone, if I land, that's what I was doing, that's where I've been aiming. I can now, in my head, I think that looks left. Does it look left on the camera, Ben? It's probably tough to tell. But then if I then turn it to like this, now I would never normally do that. Wasn't the best stroke ever. I have missed it left, but that just feels different.
But as a good player, I believe that you can go out and just start to recalibrate. A little bit of practice. A little bit of practice with line on golf ball would be amazing. I don't recommend you use one on the golf course. Like you like putting like you like.
Yeah.
But if you're playing 9 holes this afternoon and you went the first green, use your strike ball and hit 5 5-footers, leaving the pin in, going middle of hole, you'll find out what square feels like very, very quickly.
That is. I wouldn't even, I know we touched on length before, but I don't think, that is 34, I'm guessing. Just feels perfect. I love the grip.
Very comfortable.
The only question would have then, do you go that new finish or do you go with the black? Have you got the black one there?
So it's in double bend, PVD or chrome.
Oh, okay. So PVD is...
What you've got in your hand?
Oh, right.
Or chrome.
Oh, so is this, that one, all day long. That'll be the putter for me.
So I would steer you out of that tall head. That's one piece that makes it harder to square when we're moving CG further back. And if you feel comfy with it, I'd love you to move towards something with less toe hang on that's easier for you to square. That is how we would fit you for putter. The final piece being taking a little bit of loft off your putter. We ended up at 1 degree, so it's 2 degrees stronger than standard. 3 would be normal for us. Your putter just has 1 degree of loft on.
Wow.
That improved launch and roll data. We got forward roll for the first time 3 times in a row. Actually, you can almost argue a bit too much forward roll on the last one you've hit, but as a miss, that's amazing. And we got that launch angle underneath 2.5, 3 times in a row. The pattern before we made adjustments was to see the majority over 2.5 and some over 3. And if that helps you with aim as well, it's bonus.
What is crazy with that fitting, and thanks so much, that's been incredible.
They're great working with you.
I've walked away in some ways the same putter that I actually came in with, but it's actually completely different. I've learned today the neck makes such a big impact, the loft of the putter makes such a big impact. You know, it'd be quite naive to say it's the same putter. It's actually totally different, albeit it looks quite similar. I feel like I've got the best of both worlds. I've got something that fits me better, but has that kind of familiar look and feel to what I've already got. That could be the game changer. I might be beating Rick now, who knows? Legend, thanks so much. That was awesome.
Great working with you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like the video, comment down below, and obviously subscribe to the channel, and we will see you very soon.